They're going to give you more of this fiat currency that's worthless in exchange for your obedience, aka modern slavery. So Linda says rents are going up like crazy, but food costs are expected to increase by 40%. How does this work? So Linda, from a high level, it's pretty simple. It's a thing called inflation. When you print more money, the dollars that you own are worth less. Because if I have, let's just say $100 of Pascal bucks, and it can buy a certain amount of goods. If I double my production of Pascal bucks, but I don't increase my capacity at all and increase my value at all, then that means my Pascal bucks can't buy double the amount of items. It can buy the same amount of items, but now every item that I buy, I have to give them more Pascal bucks for it. So in that same sense, when the government prints a lot of money, all it does is it inflates the cost of all the items that you're buying. So you're not really, when they give everybody more money, it doesn't actually help people in the long term. What it does is just gives them more money that they literally find out later that's worth less. So now, since all the costs of all the goods across the world are going up, farmers are spending more money to make the crop. So because it costs them more to give you the finished product, it costs them 40% more. It's gonna cost you 40% more to buy the same product. So yes, it's going up. And we're gonna go through a hyperinflationary period, and we're gonna go from there to a stagflation.
Yeah, if there's higher rents, how do people afford it if wages don't increase at the same rate?
That's what they're doing. Like if you actually look at the World Economic Forum and you study what their plans are, they say in 10 years, no one will own anything and everyone is gonna be happier. The reality is in 10 years, no one's gonna be able to afford anything. In 10 years, no one's gonna be, if you read between the lines, what they're saying is in 10 years, no one's gonna be able to afford anything. Not by choice. They're gonna be forced to only be able to rent anything that they're interested in because they're not gonna be able to afford it. So at that point, that's what's gonna happen. Now, I've said that for a long time. In this world, with the current fiat currency, you are just a slave. Because these dollars are getting is not truly money. It's a currency, but it's not money. So when you have them, and every dollar we have is a debt, all you have is even if you make a lot of money, and you hold dollars, all you're doing is holding a whole lot of debt. So when someone says, "Oh, I want to have a whole bunch of cash in my account," I say that doesn't make any sense because all you're doing is a whole bunch of debt. It's the same thing as having a loan because the dollar, it has a 3% minimum interest rate annually. And how you pay that interest, it's called inflation. So yes, you are right. It's gonna be very hard to survive for a lot of people. If you're not strategically planning to be able to survive that, you're gonna become a slave. Now, you're not gonna be shackled. What's gonna happen with you is you're gonna be a nurse. And you're gonna make $60,000 a year or 70 or 80,000 with inflation, whatever that number is. But whatever the number is, you're gonna make just enough money to not drown. That's what's gonna happen. And for any of those that are making less than that, they're gonna get subsidies by the government. But if you want that money, you're gonna have to comply. You have to take the shots we tell you to take. You're gonna have to live the way you live. And hey, we'll give you Section 8 housing, but women, you cannot have a man in your life. You have to stay single. You have to be a single mother because if there's a boyfriend in the house, we're not gonna give you that voucher. So you're gonna have this form of slavery where they're gonna tell you how to live and do what you want and you're gonna have to comply. In returning for you to comply, they'll give you stuff. They're gonna give you more of this fiat currency that's worthless in exchange for your obedience, aka modern slavery.
Since everything is going up for inflation, should the people get raises due to the rise of cost of living?
So what's gonna happen is we're gonna have this thing called stagflation. We're gonna have hyperinflation, then it goes into stagflation. So what's gonna happen is eventually people cannot afford, right? People will not be able to afford to buy stuff. So less items will be sold, and each item sold will be sold for a higher price. Eventually, what will happen is less people will be needed to work because less items are being produced. So the same dollar amount of revenue is being generated, but less people are working and less people are getting stuff, which is called stagflation. That's not healthy. In a healthy market, we wouldn't have given away all this money. We would have let things run out a little bit more in a healthy pattern, in the sense of, if you're sick, it's good sometimes to get sick and build up your natural strength and immunity in your body. And then when you come back, you're gonna come back stronger. Because we didn't do that, we have a very weak economic system. And this economic system is going to have a lot of people suffer because it is not strong enough to keep up. Now, their answer is gonna be more drugs, AKA more dollars printed and given out, which is just gonna keep on, again, drugging them up more, but not truly solving the problem. To truly solve the problem, we have to increase our productive capacity. We have to produce something of value. We have to do something good in the economy that benefits other people. Printing more money doesn't really benefit anybody. It just drugs you up. Now, if you are working and producing something and providing a needed item to the country, to the world, then there's a value, and that value is gonna create more jobs, more benefits, and gonna help have the economy recover in a healthy manner. So we have to get back to work. We have to start producing something of value that people are gonna benefit from. Now, if you were giving away money and they said, hey, we're gonna give you money and we're not gonna charge you to go to school as long as you're going to school for these jobs that are very needed, that would make a lot of sense. Don't give people a crazy amount of debt for jobs we don't need in this country. Hey, we're gonna let you go to school for free, but if you go for the jobs that we need plumbers, we need electricians, we need HVAC guys, we need people to put down all these new roads, because they have this plan for infrastructure in this country. The problem is we don't have enough people to actually do it, execute the plan. So it's really a plan that doesn't have much legs. To the point, they should be giving away schooling for the jobs that are needed. Have people, if you're gonna give them free money, give them money while they're going to school for something we need, not for nothing. Where if you understand this, if you're sitting at home and doing nothing for a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, it's not like you can get back into the job force and be a productive member. Our technology changes quickly in a year, in months. So if they're gone for a full year, they're gonna miss out on all these opportunities to learn the new technology and to be able to be a productive member of the team. So they're gonna have a lot of training to get back into being a productive member. At the same time, when you're working with people, if you're stuck at home all the time, you kind of lose that skill to socialize with people. And that also is necessary to have a productive office. So it's gonna cause a lot of problems if we keep up with what we're doing. It already has major problems where we're gonna see ripples for years to come, but it's gonna get even worse. The reality is, who is currently leading our country isn't a good leader. Like, they're making really bad decisions that temporarily are good, but are systemically breaking down our society in the sense of the common sense of, if you do something good, you should get a good result from it. But right now they're creating this, okay, if you do something good, if it's not what we want, we're gonna punish you. And they're really priming everyone to be more obedient, to just agree with whatever they want.